Great rivers define great civilizations, and great civilizations take us to our ancient past. Chinese rivers, the Yellow and the Yangtze, date a civilization that is 4,000 years old. Mesopotamia, a civilization perhaps 5,000 to 6,000 years old. The Nile River defining ancient Egypt and the early dynasties of Egypt, 5,000 to 6,000 years before the present. But the Amazon may be the oldest of all of them. Nobody, no science is absolutely certain when the first inhabitants of the Amazon first arrived, but we know that they are the peoples who crossed the land bridge from Asia to the Americas towards the end of the Old Ice Age, that is at the end of the Pleistocene. During that period, the water that was impounded in the North American and European glaciers was so much that the sea level was tens of meters lower than today. That meant that the land bridge that connected Asia and the Americas was available for overland migration. And the scientists debate when the first arrivals came across Beringia, across that land bridge. It's quite clear that it's at least 10 to 12,000 years before the present that the first arrivals came and made it all the way to South America and to the Amazon region. But some evidence and some scientists argue that it's actually a much longer heritage than that, perhaps 15 or even 20,000 years before the present. Whichever it is, for millennia, people were living in the Amazon, developing an Amazon-based agriculture, and as rivers do, using the Amazon River as a transport system that connected the Andean regions of Peru, today's Ecuador, Colombia, Bolivia, with the Amazon downstream in what is today's Brazil. So this great highway, which meant a connection and an interchange of goods and foodstuffs and products and peoples across the Andes to the Amazon, and from the Amazon back up to the Andean highlands. And it's clear from the kinds of foodstuffs and agriculture that were produced and from the archaeological evidence that very sophisticated civilizations emerged in the Amazon, and many kinds of agricultural products were developed here with endemic species, that is, species only found in the Amazon. This is an agroforestry ecology, so the kind of agriculture that developed is a mixed forest and crop agriculture with a lot of tree crops, of course, the cacao that we saw, the acai that we saw, being a core part of the foodstuffs, but together with the products like cassava or manuka, as it's known here, that are tubers grown here. Also potatoes that were first domesticated in the Andean highlands were later grown in the lowlands of the Amazon. What developed was a complex agroecology, not a monoculture in which one crop was grown over thousands or millions of hectares, but a complex agroecology where in any location, as we visited today in Gila's own backyard, we would have nuts and cacao and rubber trees and medicinal plants all together in a very small space with the biodiversity supporting that multiplicity of species. And it's clear that this is more than a natural biodiversity. It's a biodiversity made possible by the ingenuity of the populations of this region. So today has been an absolutely remarkable day. We've seen the beauty of the biodiversity, the vastness of the Amazon River, the absolute unique and stunning and magnificent biodiversity, and the wonderful river people along the Amazon who teach us about sustainable life in a complex and wondrous ecosystem.